So this morning when we saw the Atlantic magazine, we knew it was curtains for Chris Cuomo. The Atlantic is owned by Steve Jobs' widow. It functions as a kind of modern social register, a place for the ruling class to talk to itself. And the Atlantic decided that it was deeply displeased Chris Cuomo had dared to help his brother, the former governor of New York, when he was accused of sexual harassment. Chris Cuomo must go, the Atlantic declared. And then we knew he would. We knew it was over. In the world that Jeff Zucker lives in, the Atlantic makes the rules. Cuomo was done. And that's when, for the first time ever, and very unexpectedly, we started to feel sorry for Chris Cuomo. Helping his brother is not the worst thing Chris Cuomo ever did. In fact, it may have been the best thing he ever did. Not because Andrew Cuomo was a good person. He certainly wasn't a good person. Andrew Cuomo was loathsome. But Andrew Cuomo was Chris Cuomo's brother. And that's what you do with brothers, even the loathsome ones. You help them when they need it. Period. It's called loyalty. At CNN, as at the rest of the media, this is an alien concept. Is there a single person at CNN or any other left-wing network who would risk his job to help his own brother? No. Above all, these people are careerists, ruthless careerists. They would betray anyone to get ahead. If Jeff Zucker told this guy to denounce his own wife on television, do you think he'd hesitate before doing it? Well, of course he wouldn't. Not for a second. So when we tell you that the media are corrupt, we don't just mean they're corrupt politically. It is much deeper than that. They don't acknowledge the most important rules in life. Your first obligation is to your family. Your first obligation is not to the state. It's not to a political party. It's not to Jeff Zucker or some creepy billionaires at the Atlantic magazine. It's not even to your own career. Your most basic obligation is to the people you are related to. When they need your help, no matter who they are, even if they're the governor of a state, even if they're horrible people, you help them anyway, because it's your family. Chris Cuomo may be an idiot, and he is, but he understands that. What a thing to be fired for. Jason Whitlock is the host of Fearless. We're happy to have him join us tonight. Jason Whitlock, I cannot believe I'm opening this show with you offering a kind of defense, maybe not of Chris Cuomo himself, who I do not like, but of his priorities. When you are called upon to help your brother, no matter what he's accused of, you help because he's your brother. Am I missing something?
Tucker, you're not missing anything at all, but I've got a completely different take on this in terms of what the overall lesson here is for both Cuomo brothers. They are the wrong complexion and they're heterosexual for the time that they're living in, and they're finding out you can't be woke enough. And the Cuomo brothers have tried to play the woke game, but they're in the same crosshairs as every other heterosexual man in this country. And so given an opportunity to move on from Governor Cuomo and replace him with someone else, the state of New York did that. Given an opportunity to replace Chris Cuomo now because he's defending his brother and he somehow has run afoul of the Me Too movement, of feminists, and just the whole, in my view, the alphabet mafia. He doesn't fit the right profile, and so they're going to replace him with someone who does fit the profile. This whole diversity, inclusion, and equity, DIE, die. And what the people in the crosshairs are men, heterosexual men. White men are in the crosshairs, but all men, black, white, whatever, are in the crosshairs. And if they can take you out of a prominent spot like Chris Cuomo has, relatively prominent at CNN, you'll get taken out when the opportunity arises and when they have your successor in place. And I believe that's what's going on with Chris Cuomo.
I think I know what you're saying, and I think a lot of people watching can feel that you're onto something because it doesn't make sense on the merits. Look, I felt it was a very big deal when Chris Cuomo yelled at the country for not wearing a mask when he wasn't wearing a mask. But how foolish in retrospect to think that mere hypocrisy would be enough to get someone in trouble in a place where hypocrisy is the currency that they deal in every single day. So, of course, that had no effect whatsoever. The actual crimes, as in the case of his brother, went completely ignored and unpunished. So maybe there's no other explanation than the one you just offered up.
Well, what you're talking about and what your whole intro was about, Chris Cuomo is a phony person. He's
Yes.
been living a lie to maintain and keep his job. He's playing the role of an emasculated man. But you're also, what you're basically saying is like, this is a typical American meathead. That's who Chris Cuomo is.
No, it's right.
And,
it's right.
And those type guys no longer have standing in the woke world. They're in the crosshairs. And I believe I'm in the crosshairs. You're in the crosshairs. If you're at the wrong company with the wrong leadership, you will get taken out because you don't fit the what I call the alphabet mafia, Black Lives Matter, BLM, the LGBTQ, and CRT, critical race theory. If you're not on that alphabet mafia team, you're vulnerable. Chris Cuomo has just found out. He's played a woke role for 2 or 3 years and made a bunch of money. But over time, because he just doesn't fit the profile, he's getting removed and he's getting embarrassed and shamed out of his position, same as his brother.
Jason Whitlock, one of the few people who will tell the truth in public in 2021. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on tonight and saying that.
Thank you.